She didn't leave because she stopped caring. She left because she believed you wouldn't. You gave her your heart, your time, your loyalty, and she walked away like none of it ever mattered. No warning, no closure, just silence. And now you're stuck with that haunting question: was I ever enough? But here's what most men don't understand. She didn't leave because you lacked love. She left because you lacked power. Most men chase. Stoic men detach. Most men beg. Stoic men rebuild. Most men lose themselves, but Stoic men, they find themselves again, stronger than ever. So now the real question is, will you let her departure define you, or will you rise as the man she never saw coming? Welcome to the path of the unshakable man, a man who doesn't just survive heartbreak. He transforms through it. He reclaims his worth, and he never hands his power away again. Picture this: her, months from now, looking back, wondering how she let the best version of you slip away. No begging, no chasing, just silence and your evolution. Because the man you're becoming, he doesn't wait for permission to move forward. He commands respect without saying a single word. Start that journey right now. Subscribe. Lock in. Let's rebuild your frame from the inside out. Drop a 1 in the comments if you've ever been left without closure, or 2 if you've made the mistake of chasing after she walked away. I read every comment. You're not alone, because in today's video, I'm going to reveal the exact moment she starts regretting leaving you, and how to make silence your most powerful weapon. At first, this might seem irrational. If she truly had feelings for you, why did she leave? Why did she hurt you, push you aside, or act like you didn't even matter? Here's the truth. Women don't always walk away because they've lost feelings. Sometimes they leave because of an inner conflict, a battle happening inside them. They might feel overwhelmed, even if they still care about you. Unlike men, who often separate logic from emotion, women feel in waves. Their emotions rise and fall like tides washing over them. If a relationship becomes tense, if she feels uncertain about what she truly wants, or if things seem to be heading in the wrong direction, her first instinct may be to pull away. But that doesn't always mean she's done with you. Sometimes she's simply trying to regain control over her emotions. The illusion of better options. Women today are surrounded by endless distractions: social media, validation from other men, the constant whisper that something better might be out there. If she starts believing she could find someone more compatible, or if she feels like she's missing out by being with you, she might walk away. Not because she doesn't have feelings for you, but because she's chasing an illusion, an idea of something more exciting that may not even exist. Power shifts in the relationship. Another major reason women lose interest: a shift in power. If at any point she feels like she has complete control over you, that no matter what happens you'll always be there, she may start to lose respect for you. Women crave a challenge. They're drawn to men they can admire, respect, and feel lucky to have. But if you become too predictable, too dependent on her, or if you're constantly seeking her validation, then even if she still cares, her attraction will begin to fade. This is where things get interesting. Many times when a woman leaves, it's not because she's certain she wants to live without you, it's because she wants to see what happens next. She wants to know how you'll react. Will you chase after her? Will you beg her to come back? Will you act like you can't live without her? If you do, you're only confirming that her decision to leave was right. But if you do the opposite, if you remain calm, indifferent, and completely unaffected, it messes with her mind. Suddenly she starts wondering, did I make a mistake? Why do women leave and then come back? Women don't always leave because they've lost feelings. Sometimes they leave to create emotional contrast, to test how much they truly want you, and that's why so many of them eventually come back. But why? What triggers that return? At first, she's confident in her decision to walk away. She might even convince herself that she doesn't need you anymore. But over time, something unexpected happens. The very reasons she left start working against her. Suddenly, she begins to feel drawn to you again. One of the most powerful triggers, the fear of losing you forever. When she walked away, deep down, she believed you'd still be there. She thought that if she ever changed her mind, she could come back whenever she wanted, and you'd welcome her with open arms, as if nothing ever happened. But then, reality hits. She realizes you're not chasing after her, you're not begging, you're not waiting around, and that shatters the sense of control she once had over you. The moment she understands that she no longer holds power over you, she starts wanting you back. The illusion of memory. Time does something strange to people. It makes them forget the bad and romanticize the good. When she's away from you, she stops focusing on the arguments, the fights, or the reasons she left. Instead, she remembers the beautiful moments you shared, and it's those memories that pull her back to you. The shift in perspective. When she first walks away, her mind is fixated on negativity, the conflicts, the boredom, the doubts. She convinces herself that leaving was the right choice, that life without you will be better, easier, more exciting. But then, something changes. Over time, her thoughts stop replaying the bad moments and start replaying the best ones. She remembers the laughter, the inside jokes, the way you made her feel. She starts to miss the emotional highs. And when you're no longer there, when the connection, the familiarity, the warmth is gone, she begins to feel something she didn't expect. An emptiness, a void that no distractions can fill, because suddenly, life without you isn't as fulfilling as she imagined. Comparison, a bitter wake-up call. One of the biggest reasons a woman leaves is because she believes she can find someone better, someone more exciting, someone more compatible, someone who will make her feel more alive. But the truth is, most of the time she doesn't. Oh, she'll get attention. She might get more DMS. She might start dating someone new. She might even feel a temporary thrill from fresh experiences. But deep down, something feels off. Because as time goes on, she starts to compare. And that's when the realization hits. The new guys don't treat her the way you did. They don't challenge her emotionally. They don't have the depth, energy, or connection she once had with you. She starts to notice the difference, the lack of effort, the absence of true chemistry. And the more she compares, the more she realizes the value of what she lost, the power of silence. But here's the real trigger. It's not just time. It's not just comparison. It's your silence. No texts, no checking in, no emotional reactions, nothing. And that drives her crazy. Because suddenly there's a mystery around you. And mystery is one of the most powerful psychological forces. It makes people curious. It makes them obsessed. And now, she is the one with the unanswered questions. Why isn't he reaching out? Has he moved on? Does he even care anymore? The more she wonders, the more she starts to feel something she never expected. Regret. And when all these emotions build up, the nostalgia, the comparison, the silence. At a certain point, they overwhelm her. And suddenly, she feels an uncontrollable urge to come back to you. Not because she has to, but because she wants to. And that is where everything shifts. This is where most men fail. She comes back, and suddenly everything feels like it's back to normal. She's texting again. She's being affectionate again. She's showing interest again. And you think, finally, she realized what she lost. She wants me back. But this, right here, is where most men make their biggest mistake. They assume the hard part is over. They let their guard down, and without even realizing it, they fall right back into the same old patterns, the very ones that pushed her away in the first place. If you truly want to regain control, you need to understand one thing. It's not about celebrating that she came back. It's about knowing what not to do when she does. Biggest mistake: forgiving too easily and rushing to welcome her back. The moment she reaches out, most men react instantly. They shower her with attention. They give her validation. They act like nothing ever happened. They think this will make her stay. But in reality, it does the exact opposite. Because now she realizes something dangerous. I can leave, ignore him, even disrespect him, and he'll still be right here, waiting for me. And the second she feels like she still has full control, her respect for you vanishes. She might stick around for a while, but not because she truly wants you. She's only there to reassure herself that she still has power over you. And once she gets that validation, she'll leave again, this time even more certain that you're not the man she truly desires. Next mistake: giving her all the answers. When a woman comes back, understand this. She's uncertain. She's testing the waters. She wants to know, have you moved on? Do you still want her? Do you still think about her? But weak men, they spill everything. They confess how much they've missed her. They tell her how hard it was without her. They let her know she can come back whenever she wants. And the moment she gets all the answers, the mystery is gone. The tension disappears, and so does she, the hard truth. A woman doesn't come back because she wants to hear how much you missed her. She comes back because she wants to feel something: curiosity, desire, uncertainty. And the second you make it too easy, the second she realizes she never really lost you, she loses the very reason she came back in the first place. And just like that, you push her away again. Another major mistake: seeking an explanation. When she comes back, most men need answers. Why did she leave? What was she thinking? Did she see someone else? They start digging, questioning, pushing her for an explanation. But here's the problem. The more you push for answers, the more you push her away. Because in reality, she might not even fully understand her own reasons. And even if she does it really matter? Will knowing why she left change anything? Will it undo the past? What does matter is how you handle things right now. Because if you become overly emotional, if you focus too much on the why, she won't see it as you trying to understand her. She'll see it as weakness. And weakness is the quickest way to make her lose respect again. A critical mistake: showing insecurity. Some men try to punish her when she returns. They act cold and distant, but force it. They delay their replies on purpose. They act passive-aggressively, throwing little jabs and making sarcastic remarks. They try to make her jealous, flirting with other women just to prove a point. But here's the truth. This isn't strength. This is insecurity in disguise. And women, they can sense it instantly. The moment she realizes you're acting, that you're forcing this tough exterior, she knows you're still emotionally tied to her. And once she knows that, she knows she still has control. What real strength looks like. Real strength doesn't come from pretending not to care. It comes from actually not caring, from knowing your worth, from standing your ground, from being unfazed by her presence. If you want to handle her return the right way, you need to do what most men fail to do. Stay in control of yourself. Don't let her come back too easily, because the truth is, your reaction determines everything. Handle it correctly, you regain your power, you maintain respect, and you even rebuild attraction. Handle it poorly, she'll leave again, or worse. She'll stay, but only to emotionally use you. And that's a fate far worse than losing her. The right way to respond. When she comes back, she reaches out. Maybe it's a simple, "Hey." Maybe it's a nostalgic, "I was thinking about you." Or maybe she finds some random excuse just to test the waters. At that moment, you'll feel the urge to respond immediately, to show her you're still there, to prove that you still care, to finally get the closure you wanted. But that's exactly what weak men do. If you want to handle this the right way, you need to do what most men fail to do. Here's how. 1. Don't rush to reply. The moment she texts, your instinct will be to grab your phone and respond right away. But instead, pause, not as a mind game, not to punish her, but because your life no longer revolves around her. Let that reality sink in for both of you. A slow, unforced response sends a powerful message. You're not waiting. You're not desperate. You're not hers to control anymore. 2. Control your emotions. When you do respond, keep your tone neutral and confident. No anger, because you're not bitter. No excitement, because you don't put her on a pedestal anymore. No eagerness, because you've learned your lesson. She expects one of two reactions. You're angry, which tells her you're still emotionally stuck. You're overly warm, which confirms you've been waiting for this moment. But when she's met with calm detachment, it throws her off. Suddenly, she's the one wondering, do I still have a place in his life? Why isn't he reacting like I expected? And that is exactly where you want her. 3. Don't roll out the red carpet. Just because she came back doesn't mean she's instantly welcomed back. No deep conversations, no reminiscing about old memories, no validating her decision to come back. Simply acknowledge her presence without treating it like some grand event. Because if you act like nothing happened, she'll assume she can leave and return whenever she pleases. And that's not how this works anymore. 4. Reverse the power dynamic. When a woman leaves and comes back, she assumes she's in control. She thinks you'll be relieved and grateful for her return. You'll be eager to prove yourself again. But you have to do the opposite. Instead of proving you're worthy of her, make her prove she's worthy of coming back into your life. A subtle but powerful way to do this? Ask a question that puts her on the spot. For example, instead of acting like everything is normal, say, "Oh, I wasn't expecting to hear from you. What's up?" This forces her to explain why she's reaching out. And in that moment, you've taken back control, the final truth. She came back for a reason. Maybe she's lonely. Maybe she's curious. Maybe she's realizing she lost something valuable. But none of that matters. What matters is how you respond. Respond like most men, with eagerness, desperation, or resentment, and you'll confirm that she still has power over you. But respond with calm confidence, and suddenly she's the one feeling uncertain. And that is the moment the dynamic shifts forever. True strength, maintaining your independence. When she comes back, most men make the mistake of focusing on her. Why did she leave? What does she want? Does she regret it? But real strength comes from focusing on something far more important to yourself, your growth, your life. Because here's the truth. If she feels like she can just walk back into your life without effort, she won't value you. And if she doesn't value you, she'll leave again. Women respect men who have value, have options, keep moving forward. Not men who are stuck in the past. Make sure your life is truly full. When she reaches out, she needs to see something important. You weren't just waiting around. You have new goals. You've built new habits. Maybe you've even met new people. And if she asks, "How have you been?" don't make it about her absence. Instead, respond with quiet confidence. "Things are good. I've been focusing on myself, trying new things, and honestly, feeling great." This sends a powerful message. You didn't stop when she left. You kept moving forward. And now, if she wants back in, she has to put in the effort. Set boundaries. Don't let her pick up where she left off. Just because she came back doesn't mean things go back to normal. If she hurt you, she needs to understand something crucial. Trust isn't given, it's earned. This isn't about being cold, it's about being firm. If she tries to, play with your emotions, test your patience, keep things vague and unclear. Don't tolerate it. Instead, say calmly but assertively, "I'm not really interested in rehashing the past. If you're back, I'd like to know what you're actually looking for." This forces her to be clear about her intentions. And in that moment, you're not just regaining control, you're earning real respect. Because a woman will only value you as much as you value yourself. The final truth. You don't win by proving yourself to her. You win by proving something to yourself, that you don't need validation, that you don't need closure, that your worth doesn't depend on her return. And when she sees that, that's when she realizes you're not the same man she walked away from. You're stronger, you're wiser, you're in control. And now, the choice isn't hers anymore. It's yours. Don't react emotionally. Stay calm and in control. When a woman comes back, most men mess up in one of two ways. They get too excited, making her feel like she still has control. They get too bitter, showing they're still hurt. Both reactions signal weakness. Both prove that she still has power over you. But the right way to handle her return: stay calm. Maintain your value. Let her prove she deserves another chance. Because this time, the power isn't in her hands anymore. It's in yours. The big question, should you even take her back? This is where most men fail. They assume that just because she's back, everything is fixed. That she's changed. That she's learned her lesson. But the truth is, nothing has been solved yet. Her coming back does not automatically mean she respects you. She truly wants you. She regrets what she did. Sometimes a woman returns simply because she feels lonely. Her new relationship didn't work out. She just wants to see if you're still an option. That's why your decision must be based on logic, not emotions. Analyze why she left in the first place. Ask yourself, what really caused her to walk away? If she left because she was bored, craved excitement, or thought she could find someone better, be cautious. Women who leave for these reasons often do it again when the excitement fades. If she left due to fear of commitment, outside pressures, or immaturity, there might be a chance to rebuild, but only if she has truly grown from it. Because if she hasn't, you're just stepping back into the same cycle, and that's a mistake you can't afford to make. Watch her actions, not just her words. When a woman wants to come back, she'll say everything you want to hear. "I miss you so much. I realize my mistakes. I appreciate you more than ever." But words, they mean nothing without proof. Instead, watch her actions. Is she putting in real effort, or does she expect things to go back to how they were? Is she consistent, or does she disappear again once she feels comfortable? Because talk is cheap, Behavior over time will tell you everything. Pay attention to how you feel around her. Finally, ask yourself, do I feel at peace with her? Or do I feel anxious, like she could leave at any moment? Do I feel respected? Don't let the fear of losing her make you ignore red flags. If she truly regrets her actions and proves it through consistent behavior, maybe there's a chance. But if not, don't repeat the same mistake. Walk away. With your respect, your dignity, and your power intact. The biggest mistake, going back. Just because you miss her. A lot of men take a woman back for one reason. They miss her, even when they no longer feel at peace when they're with her. She brings stress, insecurity, or the fear that she'll leave again. But here's the truth. Missing someone is not a reason to go back. Because if a relationship doesn't provide stability, it's not worth it. A woman who truly values you will bring peace, not emotional chaos. The power of walking away for good. Sometimes the strongest move you can make is to let her come back, only to turn her down. Not out of revenge, not out of ego, but out of self-respect. Because if she's coming back not out of true regret, but for selfish reasons, let her go. When a woman realizes that, you're not a backup option, you're a man with standards. You won't tolerate being treated like just another choice. She'll respect you more, even if she hates you for it. The final decision. What does she bring to your life? Before making a decision, ask yourself, does she add to your life, or does she only take from it? Because if she comes back bringing peace, consistency, genuine effort to fix things, then maybe, just maybe, she deserves another chance. But if her return is full of confusion, mixed signals, uncertainty, she's only back to waste your time. And you can't afford to let that happen. What do the strongest men do? They don't let a woman's return dictate their future. They make decisions based on logic, self-respect, the life they want to build. And that mindset, that's what truly makes you strong. Women don't always leave because they stop loving you. Sometimes they walk away because they're confused, searching for certainty, or chasing the illusion that something better is out there. But here's the paradox. When they leave, they assume you'll still be there, waiting. Only when you don't chase, don't beg, and don't wait do they truly feel the weight of their choice. When you stay silent, when you stop reacting, when you master your emotions instead of letting them master you, that's when the balance shifts. The good memories, the comparisons, the fear of losing you forever, that's what pulls them back. But when that moment comes, the real question isn't, why did she leave? It's, should I even take her back? Not all regret is genuine. Not everyone who returns has changed. So don't rush to open the door. Let her prove her worth. Never hand back the place she willingly walked away from. A strong man doesn't live in the past. He moves forward and lets those who lost him realize it on their own. In the end, it's not about whether she comes back. It's about what you've learned from all of this. You can't control other people, but you can control yourself, your thoughts, your actions, and most importantly, the way you honor your own worth. Remember, your value doesn't come from her validation. It isn't defined by whether she stays or leaves. Your value comes from you, from the way you live, the standards you set, and the self-respect you never compromise. So, don't chase. Don't beg. Keep moving forward, like a real man. And if one day she comes back, let her prove she's worthy.